Blue River's a part of John Deere, and we were saying earlier, nothing runs like a Deere autonomously. That's the key there. How is Deere approaching the future of farming? Because I've noticed over the last 3 to 4 years, Deere has gotten very public from a messaging standpoint around their embracement of automation and autonomy and the benefits it's going to have for not just family farmers, but also your traditional larger farmers.
Yeah, how do you think about the future of farming? And I've thought a lot about this recently. And actually, I think that the way that we approach the future to farming, or maybe the method that we use to think about the future to farming, actually hasn't changed that much. So if you think about quick history, right? If you think about John Deere, like the original John Deere, the founder, the man, right? Like the system he used was, hey, he went out to a field, he looked at customers, he looked at farmers, and he asked questions, what are your challenges, right? Make some observations. Where are the struggles in the production process today? And then he went back and he used the tools and technology available to him at the time, right? To go make a difference in that industry, to go make a difference for farmers. And the truth is, we're doing the same thing today. So what happens is when we go to the field, like John Deere did, when we spend time in the same boots and the same mud, the things that our customers tell us are the hardest part, the hardest thing that we're struggling with today. It's not tilling the soil like it was, over 100 years ago. The thing we're struggling with is labor availability, right? John Deere's been in the tractor business now for over 100 years. And it turns out, 2025, the hardest part on a tractor, baby, or the hardest part to fill is the operator seat, right? And that's where autonomy comes in.
Deere's really been at the forefront of all this. You've really ushered in precision ag. Aaron, in your opinion, what is the future of precision ag and automation on farms?
If I think about the automation journey that's gotten us to today, what have we done, right? Well, we've done things like auto track. We talked about that, GPS steering. We've talked about how to make the rows tighter and more consistent and productive, and look for things like job quality, right, to make sure we're doing a great job, and all the digital products that go with it. But largely, it's all been with this assumption that, hey, I'm making this easier for the individual in the cab, for sure, right? There's somebody there that's putting in a 10 to 16 hour workday, because that's the average workday of a farmer. Let's make that job easy for them, right? Let's make it easy and also make that operation really productive. And that has been automation up to this point. Where we're at today, I think this is the next chapter in how we feed the world, right? Is this autonomy transition, where more autonomous solutions will be available for some of these pinch points in the production cycle. And I think automation that supports autonomy is going to be a really interesting problem, right? Because when I go out to the field, whether someone is running one of our autonomous machines or a manual machine, if they're in the seat, what I see them doing is they're looking over their shoulder every now and then, right? And my favorite question to ask a farmer is, what are you looking at? What's important to you? What's back there that you're concerned about? And from my standpoint, we started talking about John Deere, the man, going out, talking to farmers, coming back and looking at the technology available. I like to go back and look at the technology available and say, okay, today I'm providing you that same snapshot with a smartphone, right? Certainly you can see a live stream instead of looking over your shoulder, right? From the dinner table, you're looking at your phone while the tractor is working. That's a step in the right direction. How do I extract more insights though? Are there other things and other automation I could bring to give you, to cause you to pick up that phone less, to cause you to look over your shoulder less, right? To increase the confidence and quality of the job being done. So I think that's going to be really exciting as we sort of move, into some of the autonomy era of farming and where we go from there.